Hello everyone, this is Square Triangle Mouse, and in this tutorial of Hexarchy we are going to show you how resources work and what to do with them, what are their advantages, and how many uses they have, which is quite a lot actually. One of the uses for resources is to actually play one of the cards. So for example, in this case, we can see that the settler can be played with 4 hammers. You always have hammers for production, or 3 food. Now in this case I don't have any food resources, so I can only play the settler with 4 hammers. But in this case of the technology of writing, for example, I can play it with either 2 hammers or 1 science resource. In this case I do have my 2 science resources here, so I don't need to use any of my 4 hammers. I can just play writing like this. I lose 1 science resource, but I keep all of the 4 hammers that I had before. Now let's say I go to a library, for example, with my writing technology. You can see here that I can build the library with 4 hammers again, or 1 stone. Turns out I have 2 units of stone here, so I can just play the library here, build it, and I just got writing and built a library without spending any of the 4 hammers that I have here. That was all done thanks to my resources. So if I want to keep my hammers for the settler, for example, in order to grow into a new city, I can totally do that. And now I finally did spend my 4 hammers. Apart from producing without hammers, there is another very good use for resources. So food and luxury can be used inside the city to get several different results. For example, at this point, the game is telling me that the city of Athens needs 6 units of food to grow. It will only change in 1 unit of food next turn, so it's not going to grow next turn. It's going to be very far away from growing. But I can actually put all of these 6 guys right here, the 6 units of food that I already had in my resources right there, and suddenly we have 1 more population. Luxuries, on the other hand, move this yellow bar down here instead of the green one up here. This yellow bar is the happiness. If you have more than 1 empty square, it will start giving you some penalties. In this case, all of the 6 units in Athens are lit. They are painted in yellow, which means the happiness is 6 out of 6, and we have no penalty whatsoever to our yields, so no penalty to our production of food or hammers or anything like that. That being said, we can still use more luxuries here. If we go above the maximum, we can get some extra culture, and also we have the opportunity of getting the citizens to say that they love their leader. So for example, if I pick 1 luxury from here, it says here that I have a 34% chance to get 1 victory point if my citizens decide that they love me because of having so many luxuries. Let's give it a shot. It didn't work, but at least we did get the 1 culture point. Let's remember that culture also will allow you eventually to grow your borders a little bit faster, but we didn't get the I love you point. So let's try to do it again. And now it happened. So we went, the we love you points, you can see here, they went up to 2. That's what you can do with luxuries when this bar is already completely full. You have to keep in mind that some buildings or units may require both production and a resource. So for example, the horseman here requires 2 hammer and 1 horse. You cannot have horsemen without a horse. And also the statue of Zeus in this case can be built with 7 hammers and 4 gold, or only 2 hammers if you have 2 units of marble. This is the case with the most world wonders. They tend to be much cheaper in hammers if you have some other resources which tend to be either stone or marble. And we'll finish this tutorial about resources on Hexarchy with a little bit of a tip. One of the actions that your scout has in this game is to gather resources. So you can spend 1 hammer to get 1 resource that you don't have otherwise. You can show them up resources with this click here or hitting the letter R in your keyboard. And we can see, when we zoom out of there, we can see that there is marble in this particular tile. We don't have a mine here. We are maybe never going to have a mine there. That is not our territory. But we are still going to get that marble thanks to this funny action here. We click it, we lose 1 hammer, but we gain 1 marble. In this case, for example, I can use this marble to put up a monument, let's say here. It's a nice piece of strategy that you can use if you see a nice resource that you don't have and you have really no other way of getting. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you understood resources a little bit better with this guide. And for more tutorials on Hexarchy, please remember to leave me a comment so I know which parts of the game you want to learn, and I'll try to make more videos about them. Thank you as usual very much for watching.